What's up, people? We're here live. Appreciate it. Appreciate you all if you tune in. Pretty much, I'm just coming on here to kind of tell my story straight up, truth, details, fight week, starting even back from Jacksonville to now. Um, you know, uh, I want to say ahead of time that none of my story is excuses. Um, you know, I just want to, my job is to tell you the straight truth and the honesty about my experience with fight week and going into these fights and where my head's at and what's happening and what's going on. But I just want to get it crystal clear from the top that nothing that I say is an excuse at all. Fought Cody Stamman with 100% effort. I was feeling great in the cage. He won, fair and square on the judges' scorecards. Um, I thought it was a close fight. Watching it back, I thought I did better than I even thought in the fight. The only thing he really edged me out on was a couple of jabs. He had a real good jab, and those couple kicks that he caught off his inside leg kick, made me fall. Ended up on top for like 40 seconds. Didn't do much with that, but I guess that kind of sealed him the round. I tried to be the aggressor. I tried to put the power on him, back him up as much as possible, land more hard shots, uh, you know, be diverse in there. I felt like, my performance, I'm happy with my performance. I was upset that I am to lose and to get paid half my fucking money. I am pretty happy with my overall performance. But yeah, nonetheless, starting back in Jacksonville, this was a little bit different than Jacksonville. Jacksonville was, they were definitely, strict there, but we were allowed to kind of go for a walk and leave the hotel and, maybe go to a store or whatnot. This time it was more on lockdown. We got tested twice this time, so they were very on top of that. We had to wear the masks the whole time. It was, a mandatory thing. And, they kept most of the fighters at the hotel, only fighters in corners. The rooms are pretty cool. They had like a kitchen in the middle, and you had like two separate rooms and one big room. It was kind of like a suite, so that was cool. But yeah, it was an experience, man. Fighting at the Apex was cool. Um, at Jacksonville, the locker rooms were a little bit more similar to when you show up to fight at an arena, and it was an arena too. It was uh um it was a big arena with actual seats for fans in Jacksonville. The Apex is just kind of like an empty warehouse who are people sitting around, so it's a little bit of a different feel, but I kind of like it. I'll be honest, like the intimacy of the fight, the the quietness, the speed at which things move during fight night is very fast. You don't have a lot of sitting around time, stuff like that, so it's nice. It's weird showing up to the arena and kind of like getting put into like this little, I don't know, CrossFit type of area where there's like turf where you would like flip the tire. There's like some punching bags and like some mats, couple like a fence. So it's like a different warm up scenario, but it was pretty cool. It was nice and quiet. The commission was definitely on top of you in Vegas. They're really strict. Like, what are you drinking? What do you got there? They got to keep their eyes on you at all times, which is cool. That's keep the sport safe. It was weird. Like fight day, you're in lockdown in the hotel. We got tested for COVID at like 5:00 p.m. Friday night, and then you had to quarantine from then on till the fight. So that was a little bit weird, just being stuck, like literally sitting in your room, like waiting. Like, when am I leaving? Like, when I'm like, we're going straight to the fight. Like, this is weird. I got to wait in here. I can't really get out and do nothing. Not that I would do too much anyways, but it was just weird to be like forced to be on lockdown. So we're in the hotel room, and then, at like 2:30, they have us get our, our gear, like our fight kit, like our actual fight shorts and the jacket from the locker room that they gave us, the warm-up room, which is 2 doors down in another hotel room where they just kind of cleared the couches and the beds out and they put mats and a sauna, and your fight kit was in there at 2:30, right? So you get the fight kit at 2:30, bring it back to your room. You get changed in your fight kit. I literally have my cup on, my fight shorts on, like my jacket, my sandals, and I'm just sitting there like I'm about to go fight. Like, I'm ready to fucking fight. I'm already dressed up. I'm like, what's going on? Like, why am I sitting in this hotel room? Like, this is weird. But you hop on this limo, 4:30, head to the arena. I'm feeling relaxed. I'm feeling calm. I'm not feeling like very high energy. I'm not feeling like very, very into it. It's a battle always at this point, with the nerves, with the emotions, the vibes. You got to really get that down pat, and what happens with me sometimes is, sometimes I'm just not feeling it, sometimes I'm just not excited. I'm not amped up. I'm not fucking, I'm not mad. I'm not angry. I'm not, I'm just kind of like calm. I'm just there. I'm just present, and like I'm trying to get myself a little, focused and worked up a little bit, but I'm also very used to this. So I'm also trying to just embrace what is and just kind of make sure that thoughts are just thoughts and let them go through and don't even let them affect you. By the time you get in the cage, none of this fucking matters. You're going to go fight hard and may the best man win. I keep it simplified like that. Like, no matter what I'm feeling or thinking, if I'm feeling unexcited or down or my warm-up's not going smooth, like none of that fucking matters. You go in there, you just fight hard, fight the best of your ability, whatever you've been working on, and good things will happen or not. But that's what I did. I was back there. Things were not going smooth at all. I fucking sharted like 10 minutes before the fight. I'm like, should I wipe my ass? Should I kind of just let it settle? Maybe Cody Stamman, maybe he'll dig his face into there and I'll just fucking let him sit in that dust particles and maybe he'll tap out or something, So I just left it. But I was in the locker room, waiting. I'm like, man, I'm fighting in like an hour. Like, where's my hand wrap guy? I like the guy Dave, so they tell me, oh, Dave's not available, he's cage side. So I'm like, fuck, all right, I guess I'll take the next guy. Like, I gotta get my fucking hands wrapped. So this other guy comes in, wraps my hands. It seems like he's just rushing, like he's just trying to get it done quick and get the fuck out of there, get back to the cage side. So was what it was. He did a good job. It wasn't as good as Dave. I like Dave. Dave does it real smooth. He knows my hand. Like, I hurt my hand in the fight too. I felt like the wraps were like too tight on my wrist. So that was pissing me off, but whatever. None of that matters, just part of the story. Go to start my warm-up. Me and my striking coach were doing our little warm-up with the noodles. Boom, there's the ref. He comes in, fucking interrupts that, right away, like literally 2 minutes in. I'm like, I gotta fucking warm up. Like, I don't even know. I think I'm fighting in 2 fights now, and they're moving quick, so I gotta warm up and get myself in the zone, So the ref goes over the meeting. Oh, hands down is this, over here, the back of the head, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I have no questions. Just fucking, make sure you raise my hand at the end. And he didn't even do that. So unbelievable. So that's that. I get to my warm up. During the warm up, it's a battle. Like, I'm still not feeling it. I'm like, fuck, man. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I'm used to my brother being there. He wasn't there, but you can't let any of that affect you. These are the little thoughts that come in. Oh, that's why. This is why. No, you know what? No, when I get in there, that 15 minutes, that's all that matters. None of this matters. So I keep telling myself that, and I got that down pat. No matter how I'm feeling, I'm always going to convince myself to realize that none of this matters. Don't worry. Go in, fight hard. That's it. So, I kind of stopped my warm-up short. I'm like, whatever. I don't really care about the warm-up. And sometimes that happens, sometimes that happens. I have great fights. Sometimes that happens. I have bad performances. But as of late, I'm in a really good mind space as far as performance goes, getting in there and letting go, fearless, try to finish the fight, really swag on them, feel my style and let things go. That's the key. So I've been feeling great as far as that goes. My last 3 fights for sure. Get in there, look at Cody Stamman. I'm like, damn, this boy's thick. This guy's fucking big. I'm like, holy shit, 45 is nice and all, but what is this guy, like 170 right now? What's going on here? I looked at like the pictures with us, like side by side. He didn't look that much bigger than me, but he's just a thick guy, like thick legs, calves, big arms, shoulders, like everything, huge neck, like wrestler neck. Like I always like take that into, take that in the beginning of the fight for some fucking reason. These are the weird thoughts. You're like, oh, like, wow, guy's fucking jacked. Okay, whatever. Thoughts are thoughts. I've never really felt like a huge strength discrepancy from anybody I fought. So, even in this fight, like he was strong, but he wasn't like, oh my God, this guy's fucking way stronger than me. Like, we're pretty close in strength. There wasn't like any big kind of difference. But yeah, it was a good fight, man. Fought hard. I thought my head movement was on point. I thought my footwork looked great. I thought my in and out striking was looking better than ever. Honestly, like one of my best performances. It's unfortunate to come off a loss and know that, like, man, you had a great performance. Like, you really left it out there. There's a couple of things I could have tweaked or done. I really wish I would have went for that arm bar when he was on top. I know his arm was extended. I felt like he was baiting me. I wasn't really sure, like, should I really twist my hips and go for it, or is he looking for a left elbow? It's hard in there, man. People see from the outside like, oh, you go for the fucking armbar, go for this, do that, do this. But in there, you feel things. You feel like setups, little sneaky tricks, little things that he's looking for. Why not to move this way? Why to move this way? You zig the wrong way. You zag the wrong, you know what I mean? It could be over from a stupid cut if he elbows me once. So I'm cautious of all that. Very aware, very alert. Looking back in retrospect, though, really wish I would have just went for that arm bar. I kind of had his arm a little bit. I was kind of setting up for it, but I didn't commit. And you can't hesitate in there, man. You got to go for it. Other than that, I'd say maybe just a little bit more activity as far as volume goes, on combinations. I threw a lot of, 1-2, 1-2-3, but maybe 4 or 5 on a little bit more of my attacks would have done the job on the judges' scorecards. Who the fuck knows? But that's one other thing I took from it. And maybe a little more urgency to get up. No one's ever really held me down in a fight. I know Cody had me down for like 40 seconds, but once I chose to like get up and not play guard, I got up, and got out of there. I really probably should have done that quicker right away, to negate that takedown. But it is what it is. Other than that, man, it just sucks, because when we win, the highs are the highs and the lows are the lowest, man. And like when you win, it's just like, first off, you get paid double, and you got all this hype going on, all this momentum, which is what I had going on before this fight. And then when you lose, it's like everything's erased. You start from scratch. You're just a 0-0 guy that no one knows about you. No one gives a fuck. And that's just how the sport is, I know I got a lot of love from people on Twitter, which I really appreciate, for, showing respect for Cody and fighting the way that I do fight. I know I put on exciting fights. I know the UFC appreciates that. It was hard to fight a guy like that, man. Honestly, like I felt for the guy. My heart was with him. I don't know how the hell he, so much respect for the guy just to get to the fight. Never mind the way he was able to perform under the circumstances was, very respectable, very commendable. Like there's no way to not respect the guy after that. Never mind just going through a fight, going through a war. You build this bond, but the fact that he was going through that other personal stuff really made me the respect just go tenfold for him. And I'll be rooting for him moving forward. I feel like, I got recognition for that, which was nice. I appreciate that, but winning's winning and losing is losing. And it's put simply, it's just like when you win, you feel like a winner. When you lose, you feel like a loser. I'll try to keep my head up and just kind of look at life like, well, what are you grateful for? What's more important in life? Your health, your family, your abilities to do what you do what you love, live your dream out. Those things you got to recognize even through loss. It's hard though. It's easier said than done. Like most of the time I'm like, man, I fucking left it all out there and I lost. Like, what the fuck? Like, I had all this beautiful momentum going on. I had this clear cut vision for 2020. Now, 2020 is only halfway there. I'm not saying I can't still have a great year, and I still have that same vision to have a great year, but the vision was crystal clear, man. I was going to win 4 in a row, and I was going to be the next thing. I was going to be right back in the title picture, just like where I was when I fought Lineker, you know, and then you get reset and life hits you and knocks you back down, and you got to fucking get back up and do it all over again. And this would be my 3rd time just in my UFC career hitting that reset and trying to climb again, you know, and it's all about persistence. That's the only reason I got here in the first place. So I guess you just got to hit reset, clear your head, get back to the drawing board, get back in the gym, put the work in, and keep that same confidence, because that's the main thing, man. Is like, you can get knocked down in this sport, but the key is to keep your self-belief as high as it was before that happened. Keep your confidence up, because you're going to get back in there and do the same thing. So you cannot be wavered in any way by the knockdowns. You know, you can't let this affect you. Your enthusiasm to get better, willingness to learn, and your confidence going into the next fight. So that's something I've learned from prior losses that I keep with me. But I'm all over the fucking place right now. Let's get back to Cody. Just wanted to say, you know, for him, you know, much respect. It was a great fight. He was one of the toughest guys I fought, for sure. Definitely one of the highest skilled guys. I mean, he was great with his head movement, his footwork, his awareness in the cage. You know, there were times I was setting up little tricks where, like, I thought I had him biting, you know, and he kind of saw it and, like, would pull or slip a punch really well. He's a top 12 guy. You know, he's one of the best guys in the division. He's only lost once to Aljo. And, you know, fight could have went either way with a couple of more little things if I would have done him well. But it really was tough, man. You know, it's almost like I was rooting for the damn guy to win, even though he was fighting me, you know. I'm like, wait, I kind of want Cody to win, but, like, I don't, because then I lose. So what the fuck should I do? Can we have a draw again, like Song Yadong? No, that won't make Cody happy either. He's got to win. Fuck, what do I do? I don't know. No, but I fought my ass off. It was a great fight. It was a great fight week. I'll get to some Twitter questions. I see you guys in here. Let me get to some questions over here on the side. See what we got here. I see you guys tuning in, which I appreciate. I need more subscribers on this YouTube channel, you know. I feel like this shit is slacking. UFH, you're a beast, man. Great fight. Thank you. What's up, Ferguson? Goat. I would have liked to see y'all go 5 rounds. I think maybe would have been a different outcome. Great fight. Oh, I heard a lot of people say that, and I'll be honest, my cardio, my energy expenditure in these fights is one of my best tools. I know how to utilize my energy in the right areas, when to pull back, when to go forward. Like, I'm very good with that, with experience, you know, being a veteran in the sport. I really would have liked to see the fight go 5 rounds too, but it was a 3-round fight. It is what it is, you know. You got 3 rounds to do it. You can't start slow. That's one of my flaws that I got to work on a little bit better. I thought in this fight I started a little faster than usual, but it's hard to get out there in the first round. I have, like, no adrenaline because I've been doing this for so long. It's like I'm pretty relaxed. I got to get right after it and get into a fight. For me, I wake up more once I get hit a little bit. We start touching each other. I wake up and I get better and better as the fight goes on. Like, my best rounds are always my 2nd and 3rd round. I always get a little better. I'd say my 3rd round is probably my best round. So if the fight was going 5 rounds, I was fresh in the 3rd. I was coming on strong. I felt him fading a little bit. He has good cardio, though. I don't think he would have gassed out or anything like that. But I think my intensity was picking up and his was kind of leveled out. So, yeah, a lot of people were saying that. But you don't get 5-round fights unless you're main event, or title fight. Good fight, bro. Cody, you put on a great performance, but you were definitely getting your groove in the 3rd. Thank you. Cried after the fight. Yeah, it was emotional, man. Really was. Welcome back, Boom. Much respect for how you handled the whole event. Thank you, Ryan Moody. Great fight. Really exciting to watch. Keep your head raised up. Thank you, Co-Boner. Wonder who's the lead fucking boner. Fat Boy Billy, still the man. Hey, Scuba Steve, shout out. What up? What's going on? Incredible fight. Thank you. You look good in the 3rd, my guy. Yeah, that's what I was saying. But I got to look good in the 1st and the 2nd, you know? Can't just look good in 1 round. Fuck. Well, I guess if you're looking at a fight as a whole, it's probably best to look better at the end. Sprint 86. Props. Must have been hard fighting that dude under this. Yeah, it was hard, but going in there and starting to scrap, you kind of forget about all the surrounding circumstances anyway. So, like I said, all this stuff is just, he say, she say, none of it fucking matters. It is the truth of the story, but none of it really matters. Going in there and fighting, once you go in there, it's all just, let's do this shit. Let's fucking scrap and may the best man win. Believe it. Keep on the grind. In hindsight, do you regret the quick turnaround, or do you feel like you still had 100% having lost a brother? I can't fathom his mindset. Feel like he was going to be unstoppable or a shell of himself. Yeah, good question. I didn't really even get to that. With the Jacksonville fight, I knocked out Hunter Azure. It was a great performance. I had so much momentum, confidence built from that. I did have stitches in two of my toes, and the web of my toes and the bottom of my toe, but I wasn't going to let that stop me from taking a big opportunity. Listen, I have no regrets. I mean, I had to heal up, but come fight time, I knew by the time I fight, my toes will be fine. I was kicking with it. Nothing happened. They stayed good in the fight. Obviously, a little bit of the hindrance in training. I couldn't run for like a week. I couldn't kick for like a week. A couple things like that. But I was just like, hey, I'm gonna put on wrestling shoes, work around this. Hip pads. I went for a couple of light jogs that hurt a lot, like a couple miles, and I had to kind of stop. The swelling went up, so I had to wait till the stitches were out for that. But nonetheless, I was doing what I had to do to stay in shape, keep my weight where it was, and get in there and take opportunities when they present themselves, because you only have so long in the sport, man. For me, I have no regrets, because opportunities present themselves. You got to jump on them. If you don't, you're probably going to have regrets. Even if you think, oh, I wasn't the best prepared, or this, it doesn't matter. Like if you're a fighter, you fight, you stay in shape all year round. I don't do camps. I just get right back to the fucking grind, and I stay in shape all year round. The only thing I do, if you want to call camp, is like spar a little bit more, maybe once a week, drill spar, maybe once a week, about 5 weeks out from the fight. That's like the only alteration in my training. Otherwise, like maybe pick up the intensity slightly or add a couple of runs in there, like what stuff like that. But I stay in shape all year round. But yeah, no regrets. I was, my best self in there. After the Hunter fight, I was like, man, I'm rolling with this momentum. I already had that vision this year to stay active. I didn't fight in 2019. So 2020, I was like, yo, I'm making up for this lost time. I'm in my prime right now. I'm 33. Like, I'm not going to sit around and wait. And, with the pandemic, a lot of opportunities are coming. So you got to take them. Try and fight someone ranked like Dodson or Sunset. Yeah, I was thinking about Ricky Simon. I think he's top 15. I think that'd be a good fight. But yeah, you never know, man. I think my stock rose from this fight for sure, and you never know who they're gonna give me next. I could still get a big opportunity. How long you think you'll wait to fight again? Well, I'm bumped up and bruised right now, as you can see a little bit. Not just my face, but like my ribs, my foot, my hand is hurting a little. So I'm gonna give myself a week, get back in the gym light, taper back in, be smart with my training, heal up a little bit, do a lot of cryotherapy. I'll probably want to get back in there by, I would say, late August, the earliest probably. Great fight. Make LI proud. Thank you. You got win more recognition now. Thank you. 70% of your significant strikes were headshots. Cody was getting dizzy. Yeah, I was hitting him in the head for sure. I saw him. Definitely felt my power. Otherwise, the bantamweight division is great right now. Aljo went in and cleaned house quick, choked Sanhagen. O'Malley's obviously got that piston right hand. He put out a vet in Wineland. Got to put your fucking hands up, Eddie Wineland. I love you. But hey, your head's out there, your hands are down, and O'Malley's got very long reach. So he can reach you from further than you think. Boom. Then you got Cody Garbrandt leaning all the way down with that right hand at the buzzer beater. That was crazy knockout. So that was cool. A lot of great fights on that card. Great finishes. Alex Perez with the calf kick. So yeah, I was hoping to get fight of the night, man, but there was too many good performances. So they dispersed it all in performance of the night. Simon isn't ranked, but yeah, he's definitely within 15, 20. Yeah, I think that's a good next fight. How does Conor beat Jorge? I don't think he does, man. Do you think Ferguson will ever move back up to welterweight? I don't think so. I think he's a savage. I think he'll stick around lightweight for a while, maybe in the late end of his career if he really wanted to. But I don't think he has to. He's disciplined. I still think you can get the O'Malley fight. Hey, you never know. Right now, there's not really a lot of noise behind it. That's another devastating part of losing, man. Is like all that hype that you got going on, all that, oh, Kelleher, O'Malley, blah, blah, blah. You fucking lose a close fight to top 12 guy in the world, and it's a wash. Like, no one cares about that fight anymore. But I'll get back in there. I'll get a big win. I'll be 3 for 4 this year. I'll set myself up for a great 2020 still, and we'll be renegotiating for that next deal. So, Boom Macho's on deck. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Just wanted to get my story out there, talk a little bit. I'm sure I left some stuff out, but we'll get to make some fight picks this week later, probably either tomorrow or Friday for Saturday's card, and then. Maybe we'll talk about some bets, and we'll just do the whole card. We'll do some quick picks and a little boom breakdown. So subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Thumbs up. Really appreciate you guys. All the loyalty from my fans. All the love. It really does. It means a lot to me, man. So stay tuned. We'll be back, baby. Boom. Cheers.